Hi, I'm Amy.
Hi, I'm Joe, and here we will go over flaws found in bad research.
Did you say your research?
No, bad research. And here are the flaws.
I found this research which has some flaws. Can you find any of the flaws in this research?
Please read the experiment now and see if you can find any of the flaws. You should push the pause button on your video player, and when you are ready, press the play button.
Okay, let's go down the list. First off, there was no control or comparison group. This is a big flaw. We really have no idea what the gas mileage would be of cars without the fuel additive, so we say that this flaw was present.
And there was no random assignment. Hey Amy, would this be a flaw?
No, because there was only one group. You need to have more than one group to have no random assignment to be a flaw.
Because the dependent variable is the number of miles per gallon, there is no reason to think it is not sensitive, precise, or accurate. So that is not a flaw.
I think that the dependent variable was not objectively scored. They could have lied.
Amy, we're going to get to that a bit later. This refers to the scores. The scores were the miles driven per gallon of gas. And I think this is an objective score because it doesn't require any human judgment. So I don't think objective scoring was a flaw.
The dependent variable seems to be valid. They were measuring miles per gallon.
The subjects in this case were the cars, so subject bias could not be a problem since they cannot consciously or unconsciously affect the results.
Wouldn't it be weird if they could?
Yeah, I know. There was no mention of attritional mortality, so we should count that as no flaw. Aspects which are not mentioned should not be counted as flaws.
And the article mentioned that there were 30 cars. This is a big enough sample.
But I think there was a problem with sample selection. You know how they got their sample?
I totally agree. All the cars were fairly new and were owned by their employees. They did not go out and randomly sample cars. It was a biased sample, so this would be a flaw.
And don't forget about experimenter bias. That's what you brought up earlier, Amy. Although they were on the honor system, the experimenters had good reason to lie about the gas mileage.
Right. The company was nearing bankruptcy, so their jobs are on the line. This was a flaw. What about premature generalization of results?
Well, the CEO claims that their new additive increases gas mileage, so he is making a generalization. Even if this was a good study, this would be premature since it was only based on a single study. And if you consider that they only used newer cars, it would be improper to generalize to older cars. So this is another flaw.
Lastly, I don't think that confusing correlation with causation is a problem because it was not a correlational design.
Right. So, how did you do?
This is not an easy skill to learn, so you will probably need to practice.
And this was just one example of poor research. Other bad research might have more or fewer flaws than this one.
Well, that's it. I'm Amy.
And I'm Joe.
And these are aspects of flawed research.